It's Christmas, one of the most beautiful seasons of the year. When we unwind, we have parties, we just have fun and relax from the entire year's drama. Now, one of the major characteristics of this era is traveling. People travel a lot, and we do not want our children to be people who will travel, and the next time they want to travel, the host will come up with an excuse. I'm traveling. Whereas they are still in town, they just don't want to have ill-mannered children or badly behaved children to visit them a second time. We want our children to be most sought after guests. We want them to be children. We want them to be visitors who are always a delight to have. Now, if that is what you want, then you want to stay with me from the beginning of this video till the end. Welcome back. Enime Orebo is my name, and I work with young school children, teaching them manners, etiquette, sexuality education, building healthy characters, and empowering them with leadership skills. I also have a parenting accountability community called PAC, Parenting Accountability Community, where I coach and mentor parents who want to be intentional, who have vision. I'm also an author of very many books for children and books for parents. You'll see them on the screen. So today I am going to be sharing with you etiquette rules you need to empower your child with before your child travels for this Christmas holiday. Like I said, we want our children to always stand out. We want them to always make an impact. We want them to always make an impression. We want them to be children who will be called, when are you coming to visit again? I want to see your face and I miss you. And not children where you will call, can my kids come over for the holiday? And then you hear, no, they can't come. They're traveling to Jamaica. Not really because they're traveling to Jamaica, because they don't want all those ill drama your kid put up the last time. So before I go into sharing with you how to empower your children or what you need to empower your children with, I'll share a brief story. So the story I'm sharing is a personal story, a personal experience that happened when I did my youth service in Kaduna State years back. So I was batch B, and I had my accommodation away from Corpers Lodge, where most of the coppers stayed. Another lady and I came in, we had accommodations away. She had her own flat room, I had my own room. So one night, about 11 p.m. or thereabout, the CLO came with new core members who were batch C. Now, what happened was, because of the CLO, because he was a CLO, he was in charge, so he took them to Corpers Lodge. Apparently, the coppers had a meeting that they were not going to accommodate anyone, not even for the night. So they locked their doors against the CLO and the core members, C core members. That was how he brought them in the middle of the night. Hey, where could we have sent them to? So we decided to, I took some in, and Kemi took the others in, while the CLO took others back to pass the night in his lodge. That was fine. So that night I felt really bad for them. You know, if you are a Nigerian and you've gone through NYC, you understand is the drama, looking for where to your place for your primary assignments, and coming from camp that day looking for a place for your primary assignment, and all the drama. So it's really a lot. So I had to make tea for them. I had rice. I gave them rice. Those that wanted to eat rice, they ate rice. And that was how we slept that night till the following morning. So the agreement was, rather, they said, okay, they will go look for where they will be posted to. And that was it. Some actually went and then come back. Some came back and they stayed for another 2-3 days, 1 week, until they were able to get, they were able to get a place for their primary assignment. Now, there were these two particular ladies, Yemi and Irene. Both of them were married. They got places. For them to leave, they didn't leave. Now, I didn't sit as a burden because I was living alone initially. Now, Irene was pregnant and she had a child who was like 2-3 years then. Then Remy also was married, and I think she was done birthing and all of that. So they started living with me. It was in October or November. That was one of those months that they came to live with me after they were posted. So the whole thing was, okay, when I told them, okay, when were you leaving? When I asked them when they were leaving, they said they were going to stay till the end of the year. Then in January, they were going to, when they would travel for Christmas, and they come back and then they will get themselves sorted out. It was fine. Wasn't a big deal. I had food stuff because I was not too much a food person then. So it was easy for me to say, okay, share my food stuff and things like that. You know, they were just 2 basically, plus Irene's child 3. So, but when I got back in January, I realized something. They were not ready to leave. And I was running out of food stuff. And they were not ready to bring a kobo to assist in the buying of food stuff. I'll ask them for, I have a bit of rice, I have a bit of yam, gari, and all of that, but we need soup and stew. And Irene will tell me how her husband is a businessman, or rather was a businessman, who had his money tied somewhere, and so she was broke. And Yemi will tell me how her husband was a contract staff with First Bank and how he almost didn't have enough money to send to her. Seriously, and these ladies who stay in my house and they will expect me to feed them, and they were feeling so entitled. Like, at some point I had to tell them, hey, you can't stay in my house anymore. I can't be feeding you. It's not possible. You are grown. You are women. Seriously, women. I was just a single girl, a young girl. You are women. I should be feeding you? No. I had to let them go. And it was even after I let them go, I had a lot of things they were saying, It really was crazy. Now, this is one thing that happens when children do not have the basic knowledge of how to behave. They grow with it. I always say that things just don't happen. People don't in adulthood change or form behaviors. It starts from the start, from when they are small. They learn something. Irene and Yemi never learned to take responsibility for them, or to pay their bills or take their own responsibility. So they came to my house, a total stranger. They had no idea. They knew from nowhere. They decide to become liabilities. They decide not to understand boundaries. So these are some of the things you learn when you start early, teaching your children basic etiquette. They will understand that I am a visitor in this house. Someone is doing me a favor at this time. This is how I should behave. This is my boundary. This is my limit. This is what is expected of me as someone who is visiting, as someone who originally doesn't have a right to this place. And now this is why etiquette is important, for us to begin to teach our children basic etiquette from start. As they grow, it grows with them, hopefully, and they become refined. They stand out. They are always able to make good impression. Now, etiquette simply means the proper way to behave all the time, every time, wherever you are. As long as you are not alone, then your right stops where the right of the next person begins. And that is what etiquette rule helps your child to know. How to behave as a visitor, how to behave as a friend, how to behave as a classmate, how to behave as using the public item, how to behave in the restroom, and everything. And today we are talking about behaving as a visitor. As you travel to grandma, grandpas, aunties, wherever you are traveling to, how to behave is what we are talking about today. Now, the first thing you want to teach your children is for them to put a call through to whoever they are visiting. It's not just you, the mom or the dad, calling for them, except your children are still very young. If they are older, you can actually tell them, call grandpa, call grandma, call your auntie, call your uncle, and tell them we are coming over for Christmas. Except it's a complete surprise visit. You must communicate. There is phone, so you can easily reach. You can WhatsApp, you can send an email, you can easily reach anyone, anytime, any day now. So one of the first things you want to do is to tell them to reach out to the person they are going to visit. Now, the reason they need to reach out is people need to plan for their visits. You don't want to barge in on someone who is not ready for you. So they need to plan. They need to shop for extra food. So, oh, auntie, I'm coming. My sister and I are coming to stay in your house for 3 days. You tell them the number of days you are coming. Tell them when you are coming. And if possible, tell them how you are coming. They can plan for you. You don't know if they have enough food in the house. Even if they have enough food in the house, you don't know the kind of plan they have for themselves for that Christmas. So when you tell them, they're able to fashion you into their plan. So the first thing you want to let your children know is never ever to barge in on someone. Don't give a surprise visit, of course, except it's meant to be a surprise visit. Then you can surprise them with a visit. If it's not meant to be a surprise visit, even if it's your grandma, your grandpa, your auntie, your uncle, you must put a call through. Let them know you are coming for a visit, and let them know how many days you are coming to stay so that they can plan for you, they can prepare for you. If they have a plan of taking their children to the cinema, to the park, to anywhere, they can begin to look at their resources. Okay, before I tell my children that we are going to the park, can we accommodate this and that extra two children? Do we have enough resources to take them in? Is our car spacious enough? Do we need to hire another car to take them in? They need to be able to put those things in, fashion those things into their plan, so that, okay, if they realize, okay, we cannot afford to take everyone to the park, it's going to be too expensive, they can decide to say, okay, let's bring the park home. Let's see what we can do to get fun, to give Christmas fun. So first thing is, let your host know that you are coming. Teach your children to let their host know that they are visiting. It's very important, and I've told you why already. Now, the next thing you want to teach them is to pack their toiletries. Those small personal effects, they should pack them. Really, you don't want your children to visit people and start inconveniencing them and start becoming liabilities. It's enough that they are sharing the space. It's enough that they're going to share their fun. It's enough that they're going to share a lot of resources with them. But there are so many personal things that your children can actually provide for themselves, can actually take along with them. They don't have to bother their host, their sponge, their soap, even toothpaste, toothbrush. You know, it happens a great deal. I remember in one of my classes, I was talking to my, I think, primary five children about their holiday, and I got complained, oh, my cousin, when he came, he didn't come with his toothbrush, and I don't like sharing my toothbrush. Ah, gosh, I really was angry. My mom forced me to share my sponge, my towel. He borrowed my belt, and when I needed to wear my trousers, I didn't have belt, so I really didn't like it. Even though I enjoyed this company, I would want him to come back, but I want him to come back with his things. I don't want him to come back and be just inconveniencing me. So as much as we are teaching our children to share, yes, to share, to happily share with others, share their belts and all of that with others, we also want to make sure our children don't go and inconvenience them, don't go and make the wrong impression. So when your children are traveling, so tell them, teach them to pick up their personal things, their toothbrush, their sponge, their if they have it, soap, toothpaste, just a few things they can pick, their towel, just those things that are personal to them, their cologne, they can belts for their trousers, socks, you know, those on the garment, singlets, pants, shorts or boxers. They should pick those things and pack them. They don't want to go there and start asking their host, can I borrow this, can I borrow that? No, not everybody likes that. Not everybody likes to share. Now, even if everybody likes to share, nah, sharing your toothbrush, no. Or what if your host did not plan to buy toothbrush? So the money, they start looking for where to get toothbrush, looking for where to get sponge, looking for where to get bathroom slippers and all of that. Hell no. Teach your children to pack those small things they will need for themselves. It's important. It is very important. It's one way to teach them to take responsibility for themselves. Now, this is very important for teenagers. They should pack enough clothes, shoes for them to have a comfortable stay. It's not they want to go out, can I wear your shoes? Just like the other personal things. I forgot to mention these along with it. Can I wear your shoes? Can I wear your what is it called? Your shirt? Can I wear your cap and all of that? No. Let them pack their stuff that will be enough for them. Pack your clothes, pack your shoes, that will be enough for them. And let them learn to be content. Teach them contentment. You are traveling. Don't go there and be borrowing your cousin's clothes. Don't go, you think, suddenly some children, they will just think, oh, this my cousin has cooler ones, my cousin's clothes are finer than mine, so they will drop theirs and begin to borrow their cousin's own. Cousins may not like it, friends may not like it, you know, and some people, they don't know how to give a no. They don't know how to give a no, so you ask them, they give you, but inwardly they are not happy, they don't like it. So what you want to do is to teach your children to pack the stuff they need and then to be content with what they have. Another thing you want to do is to teach your children to get a gift, no matter how little it is, for the hosts. No matter how little it is, for their cousin. If you have 3 children that are going to visit their 3 cousins, let everyone take small gifts. It can be something they are getting, just a simple wristwatch. It can be a simple shoe. It can be maybe one of their one. It can be a book. It can be anything. Just get something for them. You are going to visit someone, just give them something. Teach them to get something along. It's always good for us to teach our children to give. So teach them to give, to take something along they are going to give to their hosts. They are going to give to their cousins. They are going to give to their grandma, to anyone they are visiting. Teach them to take something along to give. Finally, when they get there, they have house rules. Teach your children to follow their house rules. You may have your house rule where you are coming from. Now, they are no longer in their house. It's very important. They are no longer in their house. So when they get to the house, they should follow the house rule. For example, some rules have, some houses they have, okay, you finish eating, you do your dishes immediately. Don't leave it for someone to come. Don't pile it up. If you are coming from a place where you do your dishes, you keep it. One child takes on to wash it. When they are visiting, your rules don't matter. The rules of the place they are visiting is what matters. So you teach them that when you get to this house, follow their rules. If they say 7 p.m. TV off, follow the rules. If they say 8 p.m. bed night, follow the rules. If they say 9 p.m. on Sunday prayer time, follow the rules. Follow the rules of where you are going to. Follow it cheerfully, happily. Don't follow it grudgingly. Don't follow it in a grumpy way. Follow the rules. Teach your children to follow the rules. It is called social smartness. Being able to fit in anywhere you are. Social smartness. Teaching, treating people the way they want to be treated is one of the ways that people win and people get into the heart of others. And they make an indelible mark in the heart of others. So teach your children to follow the rules. Teach them, again, they are in the house now, teach them to pick up chores. You are visiting, pick up chores, bro. Teach them to pick up chores. Pick up chores. Don't say you are a visitor, you hang your legs, you don't want to do anything. Pick up chores. Ask how things are done. Where do I put the dishes? Should I put them in the basket to drain, or should I wipe them with a rag? Should I use the detergent to wash or the liquid soap to wash? Tell them to ask questions. Pick up chores. Where are the brooms? I want to sweep. How often do you dust your fan? You pick up chores. Be responsible. Show that you are responsible. Pick up chores. Don't be a liability, but rather be a strength. Be an addition. Pick up chores. So teach them to show responsibility by picking up chores when they travel. Now, this is very important. Very many children, they want to play and play and play. Oh, I came to visit my cousin. From morning to night, they want to play. No. Teach them to pick up chores. How may I help? What can I help with? What do you need assistance with? Can I do this? Can I do that? Teach them to pick up chores when they visit. This is very important. If your children are picky eaters, you want them to know that as long as they are not allergic to the food, or the food is not poisonous, they need to learn to stretch their tolerance. They are not in the house. When they are in their house, they can go on with the picky eating habits and all of that. So they are visitors. They do not have a right to go and further inconvenience the visitor. So they should stretch their tolerance and eat the food they can eat, the much they can eat at every time, whatever they are given, as long as they are not allergic or they are not is not poisonous to them, they should eat. They shouldn't go and stress their host by demanding for food. I have a friend a friend of mine who had a visitor sometime this in the week. The period of 1 week, the visitor and the family, the friend and the family stayed with her. It was hell for her. She will make vegetable sauce and yam, and the woman comes to say, no, my kids don't eat vegetable sauce. They only eat scrambled egg. So she will make I think she said she will make rice. The woman comes to say, no, my kids don't eat fried rice. They only eat rice and stew. Not like they were allergic to it. They were not allergic to it, but that was one of the things. That was how she raised them, because they didn't like it in her house. They were not allergic or nothing. So they came to her house, spent 1 week, and made it a hell for her. It was not funny, and really really she wasn't happy to have them at the end of the day, and she's never ever looking forward to having them again because of the stress they put her through. So now that is it. Make sure your kids don't go to further inconvenience the host. It's enough that you are sharing their space, resources, and all of that. Yes, we do it happily. But when you begin to make demands, endless demands, no one really likes that. You will not like it. Your kids also will not like it. When the host will have to be on her toes every now and then, looking for her to what to give you to eat, what to feed you with, what to prepare for you, the host will not enjoy your visit. So teach them, as long as they are not allergic to it, as long as it's not poisonous to them, everyone is eating it, they too can manage it. They can eat it. When they get back to the house, good and fine. They start eating all other things they want to eat. Okay, so the next one is, even because you are a visitor, your host has privacy. So when they tell you don't go through my diary, don't go through my things, do not go through their things. People don't like it when you go through their diaries. People don't like it when you go into their private collection. So when they tell you you are visitors, be mindful. Watch body language. Teach them to watch body language. Teach them to understand boundaries. You are a visitor. Yes. If in your house, for example, your children come to your room, play on your bed, jump and all of that, as they are visitors, they do not have a right to go to the parents' room to do all of that, to jump on the bed and play. So teach them that boundaries. Teach them to watch body language also. Let them know their host. Watch the body language and know what the body language of the host is saying. It is very important. Again, they do not have to go and inconvenience their host. No. Because you are visiting doesn't mean you should come and give me a bit of a headache. No way. So teach them to watch the body language. Teach them to maintain boundaries, maintain limits. Now, teach them to join in family activities. You visit someone and there's a lot of fun going on, join. Just join. Teach them to be free, to freely participate in family activities, to have fun. It's Christmas. They came to have fun, man. Teach them to have fun, all the fun they can have. Participate in family activities, play fair, play safe, play happily. Teach them those basic things. You are not here to keep to yourself, to be shy. No, be free, be happy, enjoy the best of the season. That's with understanding of the boundary, understanding of your environment, but enjoy the best of the season and play fair, play safe, maintain the boundary. And lastly, this is very, very important. When children visit, some suddenly think that the neighbors of their host are cooler than the host. So they become friends with the neighbors as against their host. No way. Tell your children that they are loyal first to their host. They are loyal first to their host. So their host is the family, and family first. Yes, they are loyal first to their host. So if you visit someone, you think they have a very cool neighbor, they have very cool neighbors, please be loyal to your host first of all. Don't choose their neighbor over them. Remember that your host is your family and they'll be your family for a very long time. Their neighbors, you may never see after a while. So be loyal to your host. And you are even there because of your family and not because of their neighbors. So teach your children that it's very important, because it happens a great deal when children go visit their relatives and they see that they have neighbors. They feel, my neighbor and their neighbor and I relate more. We have more alike, and so they become friends with the neighbor, abandoning the family they actually came to visit. So teach your children to be more loyal to their host as against their neighbors. Now, I hope these tips will help your children stand out. Yes, to help them stand out when they visit, to help them make an impact when they visit, and tell them the basic things of to be polite. Always be polite. So talking about politeness, teach them before they travel. They should be polite with words. They should be polite in their actions. They should be kind. They should use their words. They should not fight. They should not hit. They should always learn their 5 magic words. They should learn to say, please, I'm sorry, excuse me, thank you, pardon me. They should learn those basic things. They should understand where is an emergency. They should just tune down on the drama. Again, they should know that they are not in their house. So even if they are very loud in their house and the host doesn't have that loud environment, there are people that are very subtle in their noise and drama. Your children should just learn to watch the body language again and fit in and blend in. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. If you are new here, you want to subscribe, you want to share, you want to turn on your notification button, you want to drop a comment, and if you are old here, thank you for always trusting me to give you value. Don't forget to share this video with anyone you feel will need this content. Share with all the parents you know. Thank you so much for coming. Enemy Rebel is my name. Bye for now.